Hello, I'm Caroline Martin. Welcome to our Fright Night Pod Scare from Falstaffs.
The Sanctuary's Halloween Fright Night from the Falstaffs.
At night, we talk. Scratch the itch. Square the circle. Find resolution. In the Sanctuary with Caroline Martin. Strictly for adults.
So here we go then. It is Halloween night and it's time for our favourite part of the year on the Sanctuary, our Halloween Fright Night. Now, if you've never heard one of our Fright Nights before, it's basically a sort of investigation into the paranormal. We visit various venues across the Midlands that are reportedly haunted to see what, if anything, paranormal happens. Now, in the past, we've visited Dudley Castle, the Manor House in West Brom, an abandoned mansion, and a Masonic lodge at Guyscliffe, as well as in the distant past visiting Derby Jail and Drayton Manor, amongst others. Now, we resurrected Fright Night a year ago, so for this Halloween we wanted to return to the scene of the crime, getting into the spirit of the season by visiting one of the most haunted places in Britain, as well as the home of Shakespeare, Stratford-upon-Avon. Now, tonight is more of a treat than a trick, as we have 3 Fright Nights for you to enjoy. Now, later, we'll go back to where it all started, but right now, it's time to take in one of the West Midlands' most haunted places. Prepare for our Falstaffs Fright. Our first in our threesome of frights is the stunning Falstaffs Tudor experience in the heart of Stratford, an award-winning museum of Tudor life nestled in an incredibly imposing building. Now, joining me on our first Halloween Fright Night was resident skeptic Andy, producer Dino, Laura from the Sanctuary, and we were to be introduced to a special team of investigators, which included mediums, witches and healers. So for the first in our threesome of frights for Fright Night 5, we aim for Stratford and for our Falstaffs Fright.
It is the feast, and Juliet is the supper.
It is Fright Night number 5, and we have come to Stratford-upon-Avon, the home of Shakespeare.
Rise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon.
We've come to a place that, well, you've never been here before, have you, Dino? I've visited here and come through as, you know, with my children, as a museum, and it's absolutely a fantastic place. It's called the Falstaffs in Stratford-upon-Avon. I'm Caroline. Obviously, we've brought along Andy, our skeptic, with us tonight. How
Good
you
evening.
feeling?
I'm really looking forward tonight. I mean, this building has quite a reputation, so I'm going to be very interested to see what happens during the evening.
Right, well, let us go forth then. We're going along kind of like... How old did you say this was, this pathway here, Andy?
I believe these cobblestones date back to the 15th century.
Along we go, sort of like under trees. It feels like you're... You know, like when you go on holidays somewhere and it's all kind of like you're walking under these groves and stuff like that. I'm sure that these are quite normal trees, to be honest, but it's fairly exotic. Much more exotic than the last few locations that we've
Come
been
through
on.
this cobbled area into a back room where the rest of the team are.
Blimey, I've never seen so many people. Got lots of people here tonight, all going to be along on our experience at the Falstaffs. Hello to you.
Hello.
You're going to have all the pictures on Facebook, so if you want to check all these people out and if you want to check the Falstaffs out, you can do. Just go onto Facebook. It's Caroline Martin, The Sanctuary, and you can have a little look at the people that we're talking to and the people that are going to be taking us around tonight. So what do I need to be calling you then? Because you did tell me it's something to do with baggies.
It's Albion.
Albion,
That
right.
is part of my witch name. name.
OK, so tell me about yourself then, Albion.
Basically, I run the Whispering Witch shop in Alcester along with Raven. It's a magical shop. We do ghost hunts every week. I've been sensitive all my life. I do not actually like the word medium. I've been sensitive. I'm a paranormal investigator and I'm also a witch.
And do you think that we're going to be in for, hopefully, an interesting evening? I know that you can never predict what's going to happen. You can't say what's going to come along.
With the people we've got around us tonight, the venue, we will have a brilliant night.
OK, then, well, I'm looking forward to it already. It's got a good kind of vibe about the whole night. So this is Raven then, isn't it? Look.
Hello.
Hello, darling. So tell me about you. I mean, we already have had a bit of an introduction, but you can top that one up.
I'm Raven. I'm also the other owner of the Whispering Witch, paranormal investigator and a witch.
So what will be your part in this investigation tonight? What will you be doing? What can we expect to hear from you?
I'll be watching over everybody, making sure everybody's OK, keeping the protection up all through the night, and hopefully getting some spirits to come forward.
Excellent. So we're good to go. There's an awful lot of people here as well. So if I can just ask you, my darling, what is it that all these people are here for? We've never had so many people, so how come so many?
These people are hardened ghost hunters. In most weeks they're with us on investigations, trying to gain evidence, proof. A lot of them are witches as well, and also paranormal investigators. We've got mediums, sensitives, the lot. So we've got a good package with us tonight.
OK, well, Albion, you know all their names, so do you want to introduce us and take us round to the ones that you do remember? Look at you looking blank.
Right. This is Kelly, also known as Vixen. She's also a witch and a medium.
Hello.
We have Emma. She's one of our regular visitors. She's also sensitive. She picks up some good information.
Hello.
Then we have Nikki. Nikki is one of our witches. She's also very sensitive as well.
And a nurse.
And a nurse, yes.
I said to Dino before, I feel a bit flaky here tonight. So you're a nurse, that's good. There's somebody to pick me up should I collapse, because he'll just walk over me. He'll just leave me there, to be fair.
Next to Nikki, we've got her husband, Dan, who's also a witch, and he also attends a lot of our ghost hunts.
Okay. How do you actually know if you're a witch, then? I mean, because we've got a lot of witches in the room, so how do you know? Is it something that... I'll ask Raven over here. Is it something that you always know? Is it something that you're always aware of?
I think quite often you know that there's a different path for you, but sometimes it takes a long time before you find it, and it just comes about. You tend to mix around with people who are interested in pagan ways and the earth and everything else, and then you sort of find your home, so to speak.
Well, obviously, you've found yours, and who else have we got around here then?
Rob over here. Rob has only just started being with us. He's actually one of our trainee mediums. Rod's been picking up quite a lot of useful information that we've actually verified at events at the Whispering Witch. So he's a newbie, but he's coming on in leaps and bounds.
Oh, fantastic. Well, hopefully we'll hear more from you tonight then, lovely. There's still a couple more left, look.
Then over here we've got Rachel, who's also a witch and also one of our groupies. She comes along to everything.
And last but not least, of course, the people kind enough to actually let us in tonight to the Falstaffs. We wouldn't be here without your permission. It's Janet and John, so thank you very much for allowing us in here tonight and letting us have a look round. So, obviously, how long have you been here now?
Well, it's actually come up to 4 years. We came about 2 weeks before Halloween, so it was quite hectic when we arrived. So, nearly 4 years. It's just zoomed by, really, hasn't it?
What is it that drew you to here? What is it that is so marvellous about here, the Falstaffs?
I think just the beauty of the building, the history, the paranormal side, the Tudor side. We were just sort of drawn here. We just had to have it.
Yes.
And we did.
Unless she drags you everywhere with her. You feel the same then, don't you, John?
I do indeed, absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
And I also do make connection with spirits inside the building from time to time as well.
How does that work then? Because you live here too, don't you? I mean, not in the actual museum bit, but your house... Is it adjoins? Is it a part?
Yes,
yeah. Do they come through? I mean, when you're in there trying to relax, having a bath, just sort of like chilling out, do spirits come through from this bit into that bit? Can you block it off?
I can personally block it off. If I'm in a sort of relaxed mood, I've actually experienced things. I've actually felt my hands held like by a child. I was asleep one afternoon, woke up, thought the cat had jumped on the bed, about to tell the cat to go away, looks up, no cat. And the side of the bed went down.
Right, OK then. So obviously they do still come through. And is there anything here tonight that happens regularly? Because, I mean, we've gone to places before that seem to have their regular spirits that pop up. Can we expect any of those here tonight, do you think?
One or two of the regular spirits probably will make an appearance sooner or later.
OK. Is there any names that we could watch out for, or have we got to wait and see?
Oh, I think we should wait and see.
Right, OK then. So we'll wait and see, and we'll go forward and have a look round the rest of the building then, shall we?
So, when light the young window breaks.
Now, tonight's show is purely for entertainment purposes. We don't claim to have proof of actual haunting, and we merely present this for you to sit back, listen and enjoy this evening. Also, we put some pictures from the events onto my Facebook. It's Caroline Martin The Sanctuary, OK? Caroline Martin The Sanctuary. So if you see anything spooky in those, anything that we have not caught, then do tag them. Let us know what you've seen. Now, if you've never been to Falstaffs, you'll not know what to expect. Part museum, part haunted experience, and part trip back in time. So before we begin our investigation, we wanted to have a closer look. OK, we're going to get the full Falstaffs experience now. We're going to go on a little tour round before we actually start looking for spirits and ghosts. We're going to get the full tour round with Janet and John.
We're going through the museum sections by section and explaining parts of the history as we go through.
OK.
Before you move off, Caroline, you gave me a camera tonight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Was it fully charged?
Don't tell me it's not now.
It's 3/4 drained.
Oh. Already?
Already.
We haven't even
we've
started.
Not even taken any photos.
Good start.
Right. We're off to a good start then. Right, so we're inside. But what would this once have been?
It's been many things over the centuries. As I mentioned, it was a tavern, church in the 1920s, billet for the Civil War soldiers, and also kind of makeshift hospital after the Battle of Edge Hill that took place in 1642. So it's been lots of different things. And the plague has hit here, so possibly plague victims were here. The list really goes on. It's almost a recreation of the history of England in a way.
OK, we're going into a different part of it now. Right, up the stairs we go then. Oh, what's that up there?
The Angel of Death.
OK.
Over the plague cart, because the plague would also have visited this house.
That's pretty gruesome, isn't it?
Just like to point out that it's not the real Angel of Death.
Do you hope?
Looks like something from Harry Potter, really, doesn't it?
So would plague victims have actually been in the Falstaffs buildings?
Very
or
possibly, because the plague actually started at the Mercer's building, which is now called the Garrick Inn, which is just at the top of the road. So it's not unlikely to suppose that the plague would have visited here as well.
And I guess the coffin is because a lot of them were needed to take away some people that didn't recover.
Indeed. I mean, people would have heard the rumble of the plague cart as it went out in the night. Bring out your dead, bring out your dead. And the plague pit was just outside of Stratford, so people would have heard this in the night, and they would have seen the coffins.
Would you have any idea at all of how many people were in that pit?
In 1564, 200 people in Stratford died of the plague.
Right.
So they'd obviously just put them all in the plague pits, bury them, and in actual fact, they started burying people 6 foot underground because of the plague, because the virus actually lasts in the body for 1,000 years.
Really?
6 foot down, that way you don't come into contact with any of the bodies, and that's a tradition that stays till today.
we're
We're learning. This is a voyage of discovery
Well,
tonight.
that's what happened when they were digging up, I can't remember what line in London, and they started to dig down for the next tube station, and all the bodies started falling through the walls.
It was Holborn Station in the 60s. One of the walls actually collapsed.
And bodies came through.
Parts of bones came through.
So you never know what's under your feet then, do you?
don't like this room now.
Right, we're going through out of the plague room and into another room where the barber surgeon. What's he up to then in here? Is he taking someone's teeth out?
Indeed, yes.
Oh, that looks faintly barbaric. I think I've got one of those tools to take nails out of things.
In the Tudor times, the barber would also be a surgeon, hence the red and white pole, blood and bandages.
Oh, right. So let's have a look at the next room then. This seems a more classy type place. So what's, and what's the bear doing?
Well, the bear is to depict entertainment in Tudor times, because bear baiting was a very popular sport.
I mean, the other big night out for Tudors, which was free and for all classes, was, of course, a nice execution. You know, you take along your picnic, take the family along, your favourite celebrity. I mean, just think of an annoying celebrity. Imagine they were being executed, they'd get out there, get their last word in, they're so sorry for the way they've acted, and then...
James Blunt.
Oh, brilliant. Have a double one with Dido. It's quite big, isn't it? As you walk through, you think we must be nearing the end, and then there's a little bit more, to come. So which room's this then?
It's a lot cooler in here.
Why is it suddenly so cool? It's been quite warm all the way through.
Well, several theories. One sceptical theory would be that we're at the end of the building. Another one would be that there's a particular spirit attached to this room that tends to make it colder. I'll let you decide
and discover a little bit later on.
So this is the ship room. There is another reason we use this room for the ship room, and again you might find out this evening why that is.
Right,
so I won't tell you.
Okay then.
Up above is our seance room, so I don't know if you want to leave that to later or if you want to have a
Let's have a look.
Let's have a little look. Oh, steep steps. It's like almost going up a step ladder, isn't it? They're so steep. So this is in here. This is the seance room.
Yes.
Oh, this has got a good aroma to it. So what do you do in here? You do seances?
It's quite nice. Everyone can sort of sit down and join hands. We've been told there's been some good activity up here. You've experienced it.
Sometimes you get a bit of table rocks. So it's been quite eventful. I mean, it takes a little while for it to build up, as you'll find out later on, hopefully.
Right, let's go down and get...
I don't like that room.
No, we'll see you there later.
Cheers.
It's all right, love. OK, so that's been the tour then that Janet and John have kindly taken us on. So I think now we've seen all the rooms, we've seen, you know, what's in them, but we need to kind of like get into it a little bit deeper. So we need to get all the rest of the people along, the witches, the psychics, get them all in there to see what's going to be happening. We'll get in Raven and Albion.
Step out of your comfort zone and in to the sanctuary.
It's the Sanctuary's Fright Night 5, part 1 from Falstaffs in Stratford. Now, already we'd met Albion and his team of witches and mediums and been shown round Falstaffs in the light. And now it was time for head medium Albion to take us round the darker side of the building. Right, so we're about to start, but first off, there's something that we're going to do, led by Raven. What's this going to be then?
It's just a witch's protection, because obviously some people find it difficult to protect themselves. So I'm just going to call forward the elements to protect everybody in front of us.
OK, all right.
OK. Ready? If you all want to join hands. Elements of fire, elements of earth, come this way. By the power of night and day, I summon thee to protect all of those in front of me. By the power of 3 times 3, as I will it, so shall it be. On 3, you can break hands. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's it.
And that will protect us.
That will protect us. I'll chop it up all through the night and I'll keep an eye on everybody as well at the same time when we're working.
Right. Where do we go first then? So we're going to be led round by Albion.
Walk through the shopway, head upstairs, walk all the way through and back down. Let's just see what we get on the way round.
So lead the way. We will follow. Right, out we go then. And it would appear, Fright Night 5, we are off.
Rise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon.
So we're going down back through this the courtyard now, into the Falstaffs. It's the way we entered through the gift shop. There we go. Oh wow, it's so much different in the dark, isn't it? As you come through. He's obviously going through with a purpose here, so he knows where he wants to go.
I'm actually being drawn to the stairs.
OK.
Oh, can you feel the difference in the temperature as you come up?
Yeah, not as cold as that back room, but still it's different from when we were in here before, isn't it?
There's something definitely hovering. I don't think it's ready to communicate or interact at this present moment.
What something is it?
Can't quite get an angle on it at the moment. I'm actually feeling as if I'm struggling to breathe a bit in this area.
Yeah.
But I need to get out of this area at this current moment, OK?
OK. Right, so we'll carry on through.
This is quite an interesting area as well at the moment. I've got the impression here we're actually being watched.
Right.
There's somebody watching. They're quite intrigued about what we're actually doing tonight here.
OK. You're talking about building the energy up. How do you do that? How do you create the energy then?
We basically form a circle and we push the energy around, so we pass the energy to the person on the right and pull from the left, so it's forming a continuous circle.
Right.
And we get the energy built up and hopefully call the spirits forward. They draw up on that energy and then hopefully they can give us results.
Sounds straightforward. Ooh. This is the room that felt...
This room again...
Yeah.
You can feel the atmosphere as soon as you walk through the door. It's definitely got to change the minute you step through the door.
Yeah.
This is quite oppressive again. It's quite threatening in here. Steady up. You're being pushed.
I thought I felt something on my shoulder.
We have had people pushed in this area, and it tends to be the ladies as well.
Which room do you find has the most activity, or does it change?
It can change. I do find this area an interesting one. I also like the seance area upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a vibration on this chest. Oh. because that was just like a mobile phone going off.
What, just sat on there?
Just sat on there. I had my hand on something there and it started to vibrate. We're going to head back downstairs now.
Okay.
We're going to miss the silence room out in a bit because I would like us all up there before I start splitting them up to try and get some energy into the table, try a little bit of seance work and see if we can get some results on the table as well.
I think we should get this energy building then.
Right, okay, well, let's carry on down the stairs now.
Right, okay, we're coming back down the stairs now.
Can you feel that now?
Yeah.
You can feel that quite oppressive there, isn't it?
Yeah.
As soon as you step through that
The minute you said oppressive, it felt like a whack come straight past me.
You could actually feel it, couldn't you? Yeah. It's a physical thing you could feel.
I know it's an old building, there's timbers, it's going to be a creaky building, but there's more creaky.
You can feel it now. It's getting close to us. Can you feel it?
Yeah. Unless that's somebody above us.
Is there anybody in the room above?
No, we're all
They're all on stairs. That's directly above us.
There's nobody
What we're
above
hearing,
us.
the creaking, is directly above us.
That's
But you
good.
definitely heard that.
OK, spirit that's above us, can you walk around again, please? That is quite a good response, seeing it's only early as well.
That's somebody directly above me.
Jesus.
Still going.
You can actually hear the beams moving down.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So we're getting... I mean, we've only just started and it's starting to happen. Told you this is an amazing building.
It is an amazing building.
It's an amazing place.
We've got a couple of the team that are feeling really uncomfortable at the moment.
Well,
I've had
I'm
to sit with a few of them and take them down. They felt something quite oppressive come up behind them.
Yeah.
So they are feeling very uncomfortable at the moment.
A few of them are looking two here that I'm looking at now are looking less than happy with the situation. Can I ask what it is that you're feeling?
Just can't breathe. I've got like a tightness on my chest.
But everybody else is... You don't look too good over there in the background there. You're right. You've given the protection off. Everybody's going to be just fine, aren't
Everybody
they?
will be fine. It's
Everybody
just the
will be just
feelings
fine.
that they're picking up from
Yeah.
what's around. That's all it is.
Does everybody pick up varying feelings then? I mean, because there's, a lot of people. So are there some that are more sensitive to some things than others?
Yeah, some will pick up more feelings. Some will actually feel them coming close to them and sometimes into them.
Into them?
Into them, yes.
And how do you get them out of them?
Well, hopefully they're all trained enough to get them out, but if not, we'll go forward and we'll help to pull them back.
Right.
Sometimes you can get the spirits actually showing you how they died as well, which might be a heart attack or they might have been stabbed, things like that. If they've lost an arm or a leg, you can actually feel the numbness, the tingling and things like that. So
Which would explain some of the things we've had on previous Fright nights, like
Yes.
Manor House,
Yeah.
the prodding in the side.
Yeah, we did something somewhere else, and I got really bad stomach pains, and it turned out was she pregnant?
Yeah, she
or
was pregnant and she'd been dragged and then kicked.
What they've actually done is just tried to show you the suffering that they went through.
Yeah, and to understand
that's
what they
do. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Some people misconstrue it as being an attack, but it's not. They're actually just trying to communicate with you, and we're there to learn about the spirit.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Now then, how would you like to stand in a coffin?
Oh, God. I don't want to stand in a coffin.
I'm happy to.
You
you do
stand
it,
in a
Dino.
coffin. See if you can pick anything up. See if we can get any taps on the coffin or anything.
Okay, so Dino has now stood in the coffin.
In your mind now, or if you want to do it out loud, just call spirit forward. Ask them if they can tap on the coffin or make some noise just purely around the coffin.
Spirit, if you're there, can you make a noise or give us some indication that your presence is there?
Keep asking.
Spirit, if you're there, if you could make a noise.
Oh.
That was either some noise or wind, Dino.
I don't think that was wind.
So did you feel anything?
No.
Can you ask again?
Spirit, if you're there, show us that you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one.
That's good on response as well, isn't it? Let's try and be a bit cheeky now and ask them to do 2 knocks instead of 1. Just trying to get the verification that it's not a settlement or a natural noise.
Can you tap more than once? Any sort of tapping?
That was one.
I have one.
That's one.
Yeah, there was a good call knock.
Yeah.
Tap more than once. Give us a proper sign that you're there.
Mm.
That was here.
Starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable now.
That's what we're here for. I've just had a smell of like beer come through. I just had a waft of like ale.
Can I come out of this, please?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Quite interesting being in a coffin, isn't it?
No.
Oh, I don't know. You can. Was that you?
That was me. That was me.
So that was a quick guided tour round.
Pain in my neck now.
Really?
Mm.
You feel okay, yeah?
No, I've got a slight pain in my neck.
Pain in your neck?
Just to there.
If
around
it
there.
persists, we can pull it out. If it's anything spiritual, don't worry. It could be just the way you were stood in the coffin. Don't always think that everything is paranormal.
Yeah.
Okay? Look for the logical reasons first.
Okay.
If I may, I'll just say, from the skeptic side going round, we're talking about temperature changes, we're talking about disorientation, we're talking about you falling over. We've gone around the building when it's light, all of a sudden our main sense is being deprived, our sight. You are going to get dizzy, you're going to get disoriented, you're going to rely on your other senses. And of course when you're in the dark, you do get a little bit giddy on your feet, just trying to find your way. So at the moment, interesting things happening. I mean, the knocking was very interesting. I want to go back and look where you were stood to see if there's anything going on. But at the moment, the night is young.
Okay, what I'm going to do now is ask the team to split up, and I'm going to put them in 2 separate areas.
Okay.
I'd like one lot at the top of the first steps, and then I'd like another group in the ship area. Can you please do us a couple of energy circles, get the energy built up, and call forward? Yeah, can you do that, guys? Yeah. Okay.
You don't sound enthusiastic.
I think it's safety in numbers at the moment, I think.
Okay, we're going to just have 5 minutes to go off for a cheery little brew while they go and get that energy going in the building, and then we'll go back round again and see if what you had a little taster of before comes into something more bite-sized. Don't ask.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing, the dog barks.
Now, you've met the team, you've had a look round, you've heard the creaks and heard the bumps in the night. Our skeptic Andy is here with me now. Is it as you remember it at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's the building, as you may know, I've got a history with the building. I used to manage that property. The building itself was the same. Inside had changed. Some of the experiences that we seem to be having that night were slightly different to previous things that I've known gone on. But as the night progressed, I don't want to give away too much, there were a few familiar things happening.
Right. OK, so you went in there and what you thought might come did, and some surprises too.
There's always surprises when you do these. I mean, I think that over a period of time, you may well possibly get different spirits coming into buildings or different effects that can actually cause these things to happen.
So it's time for our psychic investigation to begin in earnest. For our threesome of Fright Nights tonight, we tackle the Falstaffs experience, and the hunt for the unexplained begins next.
Step out of your comfort zone and in to the sanctuary.
Now, we'd already experienced strange noises, unexplained knocks, disorientation, uneasiness, and we hadn't even properly started the night. Albion, our medium, felt that most of the energy at Falstaffs was drawing us to one particular place, which we just had to investigate further.
So, like the young one that rings is the east, and Juliet is the sun.
Right, we're going to go back in now. Albion's just been up to check out his team. So what are they reporting back, Albion? What's happening up there?
The group on the top of the stairs, they're actually getting some responses on requests, which is quite good. The spirit still hasn't settled there yet. It's still unsure whether it wants to come forward or not. In the ship room, they're getting lots of activity. One of the girls felt like she was being dragged down the stairs. Rob also picked up on something that we actually know that we've had before, and he's never been here before, so that's quite interesting. They're also getting a lot of shadows flitting around the outside of the room, so that's where I want to head back to now.
Right, let's go back up to that room then. Right, so we're back in again, we're back in the building. Right, up we go, up the stairs. Right, so this is the ship room, is it then?
This is back into the ship area.
OK.
If we can all get in and settle. So, what have you been getting, Raven?
We've just had something thrown in that corner. We've had 3 growls, which weren't very nice, and somebody was coming up the stairs but hesitated when they got close to Rachel. Nikki really isn't feeling good.
OK, so if we can just keep pushing that energy around the circle, let's see what we can get. Do you want to escape, Raven?
OK, the spirit that just growled for us, do it again. Throw something at us again. Make it nice and loud.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Spirit, if that's you knocking and banging, we appreciate that. Can you do it again, please, louder? 2 knocks. You all hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something definitely in that direction where the taps are coming from, isn't there? That actually sounds like someone coming down the stairs from the seance room.
Which is above us.
Yeah.
Which is above us, yeah. Right, who is actually stood by the stairs?
Me.
Who's me?
And I'm sort of sat by the stairs as well.
No, it's the person in the circle.
Rachel.
OK. Can you feel anything behind you?
I've got a pain in my shoulder blade.
Because I can see the glow of the sign on the wall, I've just seen a dark image come towards you and it's stopped. So where are you getting the pain?
My right shoulder.
Okay, he's coming towards you.
I'm a little bit more concerned about the one that stood by Nikki.
Okay, so at the moment we've got 2 entities in here. They seem very interested in what we're doing.
Well, I will say so far the only thing that I've noticed is I have a temperature difference on my right-hand side as to my left. That could be explained by the staircase. The only thing that did happen is when you actually said about coming over to me, I have felt a bump on the bench.
I'm going to join you on the bench, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to try the thermometer gauge and maybe you can
Thank you.
see if you can get the temperature drops around?
16.5, 17.6.
Have you got much difference between the stair area and where we're at?
A 1 degree difference from the stairs. So we've got about a 1 degree difference in temperature from the staircase to where we're sitting, which is approximately 6 foot.
OK, spirits, let's try a little experiment. Let's see if you can make the room go colder around the gentleman that was just talking, please. This is the one that doesn't believe you exist.
If anything, it feels like it's getting hotter, not colder.
Do you know, I was just going to say exactly the same. It feels like it's getting warmer.
Much warmer.
I feel the energy shifted a little bit now.
That's exactly what was going on before you came upstairs. Nikki was actually stood there and she had a burning heat on the back of her neck.
I've got a burning heat on the back of my head and top of the chest.
Yeah, exactly in the same position as where you are now.
Yeah.
Do you want us to encourage them to try and maybe affect you a bit more?
Yeah.
OK, spirits, if you're affecting the lady sat down, can you please go closer to her?
Yeah, thanks for that. Is that from outside? No, it's really cold now.
Don't forget, some of that could be the power of suggestion because I've asked for the room to go colder. You can imagine that it's actually going colder.
But the thermometer is showing...
It's colder in front,
Yes.
so that is quite good, yeah. So how would we explain that as a sceptic? Because surely if there's a draft coming up, it would be cold at the staircase as well.
Kelly, are you touching me?
You OK?
Someone just touched me. Proper touched me. I don't just mean gently.
What, a shove?
No, like a full hand on the back of my shoulder. That's why I thought someone stood behind me.
Where were you stood, Nikki?
I was stood here. So what I thought was someone... Do you know, I thought Kelly or one of them, because we're all friends, you know, I thought one of them was just, you know, laying a hand on my shoulder. It wasn't thing, but it was a full... You could feel it. It wasn't like a tickle or... It was a full hand. That's why I turned around and said, Kelly, you stood there.
Kelly's not in the room, though.
Well, that's why I had a look and I thought someone was behind me. Kind of, are you okay? It was that kind of...
Do you want to try and form another circle, guys?
I was saying, we have an all-female circle.
Yeah, do an all-female. And 5 of them as well. That's quite good. OK, do you want to talk them through it, Raven?
I just want you all to relax a minute. I want you to imagine a bright white light up above your heads. This light's going to come down into your body and you're going to push the energy down through your shoulder and to the person on your right.
Keep pushing the energy around the circle, guys. OK, spirits, we've got 5 ladies forming a circle now, 3 of which are witches. Let's see if you can affect one of the ladies in the circle. Draw upon the collective energy. Just seeing the light go up by the stairwell. Raven.
There's a little darting light just above the top of the stairwell.
Raven, would you like to ask out since 5 ladies? Let's see if you can call forward.
Can you just carry on a minute?
You're getting something?
Yeah, like a knife in my stomach.
OK, Spirit, that's good. Can you pass that around to the other ladies as well? I'm sure they'd love to experience that. Wouldn't you, ladies?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that was so enthusiastic, wasn't it? Come on, Spirit, share it, pass it round. If you sense anything, girls, don't be frightened to just say, yeah? Got a cold breeze come through then. Did you feel that come past you?
Yeah, something's still here.
And something's just moved towards the bench where the ladies were sat down. So they're coming towards you, young man.
Me?
Yes. Something's just come straight.
There is my back is really cold. It's like something coming from your
up to you. It's just come straight to you.
Okay, you're swaying.
I was going to say, are we swaying for a reason?
No, just you were swaying.
Just me swaying?
Yeah.
Cold draft on my left-hand side.
I can feel a kind of like numbness in my belly. You know when you touch a scar or something and you just got that numb feeling, you can feel something there.
So come close, but you were really starting to sway.
Aren't we all swaying?
No.
Laura, how are you feeling?
I'm all right in a minute. You all right, Caroline?
Come forward, spirits. Give us a definite sign, please.
Real bad draft on my left-hand side.
Oh, now there's a strange smell coming in. This is like bad body odour.
There's something cold just round the back of my neck as well. From that side, from my right side.
Can I just squeeze past and make sure everything's okay this side? Oh, it's me stood directly behind you. I'm about a foot behind you.
So you're behind Caroline?
Yeah, I'm behind Caroline, about a foot.
I can feel it on my right leg.
There's a definite
it's really
coldness
cold
here.
now.
Yeah.
Even I could feel it in the front of me now.
You need to keep an eye on Caroline. There's something stood right in front of her.
In front, okay. Spirit that stood in front of Caroline, can you give us a sign, please, by tapping on the floor in front of her?
It feels like something's vibrating underneath my my right foot.
Oh, my leg's going numb. Really numb.
Well, you've got somebody stood right in front of you.
In front of who?
Me.
In front of Caroline. I'll step into his energy. He's here.
Do you want to try and call him forward?
Do you know who he is?
You know who he is, Nikki. Go on.
Nikki?
Yeah,
Describe what you're seeing, Nick.
I can only see shadow, but the size of it, this guy's different than the one earlier.
Who's coughing?
A shorter, stouter man, this one.
Who's that coughing?
Rachel.
Is that just a normal reflex cough, or are you being affected?
This guy is now moved slightly towards Laura.
Do you want to step out, Rachel, if you're going to cough for a minute?
Okay? Sure? Okay, Caroline?
So cold now.
And the spirit that stood in the centre of this circle, come forward and affect one of the ladies. Let them feel you.
It's starting to get quite oppressive now, where the circle is.
Something's touching my face, my hair.
What's it feel like?
It feels like something faintly touching it. It feels like hair on it, but it's not hair on it.
Call them forward, see if you can get them to blow in your face.
Spirit, can you blow in my face? Can you touch me? Can you do something to make me really believe that you are there? Or can you touch one of the others, one of the four of us? Can you do something to one of the four of us in this circle? Is he still there?
He's moved to between is it Laura and Nikki. He's sort of like hovering between the two of them. Okay, Nikki, you're being pulled backwards.
Is there a slant on the floor?
I will say before I move on, did any of you girls actually notice that you've moved probably about 8 inches
No,
towards
because
that wall?
it's bizarre because I feel like I keep losing my...
I feel you pulling that way, actually.
But I didn't realise we moved our feet.
No,
Our feet was
You
from
have moved. This is also the same room where Caroline almost fell.
I'm starting to feel slightly apprehensive.
Okay. I think what we'll do in a minute is we'll all head up to the seance room and get the energy built up on the table there and see if we can get some responses with the knocks and things like that.
Andrew, go behind Caroline. Somebody needs to be behind her because the legs are starting to go.
Talk to her.
Okay, Joe.
Caroline, what are you getting? What are you feeling? Tell me what you're feeling, no matter how strange it sounds.
It just feels like I want to go down, like I'm going down on the floor. Like I'm being dragged down on the floor, and it's like somebody's is poking something into me.
It's just surrounding us all, isn't it?
Yeah. What he's trying to do, Caroline, is he's trying to get you down onto the floor, to be underneath him, so to speak, so that you're looking up at him.
I can't open my eyes now.
Oh, it's
Oh,
really
what's that
cold.
cold draft coming from the right hand side?
Okay, I want to break the circle on 3. 1, 2, 3. We need to move you out of the area for a bit, okay? You need to get away from the energy.
I'm going to move out of this area now.
Did any of you get your names?
You okay?
Yeah.
Rob, you've been getting a strange name, haven't you, or something?
Yeah, Borston. Just saying over and over, Borston.
It's still here though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, let's move her out of the area and head upstairs.
Yeah, just for a minute, take you out of it because he's took a fancy to you. Not the sort of fancy you'd like tonight either.
Upstairs.
We're going upstairs away from it. It's a bit different up there, so it'll be okay.
It's Fright Night number 5 from Stratford-upon-Avon. Part 1 is at the Falstaffs Experience. Now, tonight's show is purely for entertainment purposes. We don't claim to have proof of actual haunting, and we merely present this for you to sit back, listen and enjoy this evening.
Step out of your comfort zone and in to the sanctuary.
Now, it's our 5th Fright Night on the Sanctuary, 3 parts tonight, and the first sees us investigate the ghostly goings-on at the Falstaffs Experience in Stratford. Now, we'd been in the ship room, a strange place that had played with our senses and left me feeling shaken up. But I had to continue, and it was time for us to hold a séance.
Right, so we're going to move out of here. We're going to head back up to the seance room.
I'll go on up first, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to stay by you, Caroline?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I can't stop shaking now.
You're all right. You've got me. You know, we've got to get through me first.
You've got Raven as well if you need any extra protection.
Yeah, we've come back up those stairs. We're into the séance room now, aren't we?
How are you feeling?
I feel like really, really shaky. I don't know whether it's... I don't know what it is. Not wonderful.
All grab a seat around. There is room for all of us. Okay, right, we're in the sounds room now. We're going to try and see if we can call any personal messages forward, but also we're going to try and get some responses with this very big table, which has got, how many of us sat around it? About 12, 13? We've got Raven actually stood behind Caroline because we feel Caroline might have something that's took a fancy to her. What we're going to do then, let's try and see what we get. If you can all gently put your hands on the table, please. I just want you all to relax. Take deep breaths. And just visualise, similar to what you do in the circles, that you're pushing an energy into the table. Don't forget, guys, if you sense anything, just let me know. If there are any spirits in this room that would like to communicate with us, please come forward. We have total respect for you. We just wish to know your story. When you're ready to communicate with us, can you start by maybe tapping the table? Just come forward, please. Come out of the darkness. Draw upon our collective energy. Anyone hear that clicking?
Clicking, yeah.
Okay, no one's moving, no?
No.
No, just click. That sounds like it's the centre of the table.
Yeah.
That was it, wasn't it?
Wow, defined.
Right, good. Spirit, if that's you, I need you to respond as soon as I ask a question or ask you to do something. Can you give me 1 tap for yes and 2 for no? Do you understand? A very faint tap. I wasn't sure if it was 2, though. Can you make it louder, please?
There's lots of taps.
Okay, so we're definitely getting a response. Spirit, are you resident to this building? 1 tap for yes, 2 for no. 1 definite tap.
She's something going on.
Is she okay?
Right, Caroline. Yeah, something going on.
It feels like something is trying to pull her through the floor. I know that sounds a bit dramatic, but that's what it feels like.
Caroline, can you lift your head up for me? Thank you.
Have you gone through these sort of feelings before, Caroline? Yeah, so you are sensitive.
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh, did that table feel like it was moving then?
Yeah, definitely.
It felt like it was going away from me. Now it feels like it's coming towards me.
Yeah, it's definitely trying to move.
Spirit, is it you that's affecting Caroline, the lady to my right? I need 1 defined knock, not a creak, please. Someone's pushing my chair as well.
Caroline, you need to stay with us, sweetie. He keeps trying to take you away.
Do we need to get her out of the area for a bit?
How do you feel, Caroline?
Okay, Spirit, let's try something different then. Let's see if you can actually move this table. I was just going to say move the table, and what's it doing? Okay, no one's nudging that, no?
No. I wasn't going.
Okay, Spirit, can you make it more defined and move the table a bit more? It feels like it's going to rock.
Somebody grumble then. Did you hear that growl?
Growl, yeah.
Like a grumble.
Which area?
Over behind Dan and Rachel. Yeah, down here, this area.
Okay.
I've gone really cold as well, so there's definitely something.
Can you just put your light back on a minute, please?
She needs to come out the area for a bit.
She needs to be out.
She needs to be out of it.
Yeah,
I'll take you out.
You need a break.
We'll carry on. Nice cup of hot tea. Do you take sugar in your tea?
Yeah, I'll just get you a cup.
You're going to be... Oh, careful,
Just
sweetie.
stay for a minute, just stay for a minute, hang on.
Sorry. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go down the stairs in front, yeah?
Yeah.
And let her come down.
Just give us a minute, will you?
Carefully, yeah.
Just give us a minute. Caroline, come look at me. You back? You need a cuppa? There's only one way we're going to do it. Can you stand up for us? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You okay? You need some
Just have
air,
5 minutes outside.
Take a break.
Get her a brew
Are
on.
you going to go as well?
Yeah, I'm going to go down with him.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the microphone on the table.
Yeah. Guys, can you spread round the table a little bit, please? No, we're a bit uneven for the energy. You all right, Rob?
Yeah.
You getting anything?
These pictures again.
Okay.
He's laughing at whoever it is, he's laughing.
This is a strong male presence, yeah?
Definitely. That's all I've had all night. It's the same one all night.
Okay, just let them disappear down the stairs. Hopefully they can sort Caroline out. If you start to get these images quite strong, Rob, give us a nudge, yeah? Okay.
Whoa, the table.
I will call him forward. Whoa, I've only got 1 finger on it. I will call him forward and try to provoke him a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Spirit, is it because we were ignoring you? Is that the problem? Like to be the centre of attention, is that the problem? Come on then, just see if you can move this table. If not, we're just going to talk amongst ourselves and ignore you. It's like fingernails, isn't it? Tapping.
Because I've got the microphone on the table, it sounds like somebody's drumming their fingers.
Yeah. You move the table, I'll get one of the nice ladies to call out, and they'll talk to you.
He's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
You see, I'm not feeling that. Oh, I can now, yeah. So you'd like a lady to ask out? Oh, who should we pick on? Don't all shout at once.
Laura.
What do you want me to ask? Wow.
Okay. Oh, that's getting quite aggressive.
Whoa.
Whoa, now we're rocking. Look at the bell. Whoa. Okay, Spirit, stop. Thank you. Would you like Laura to ask the questions if I whisper them to her?
I think that's it.
Or would you like Laura to be left up here alone with you? I'm sure she'd love that.
I don't think that's a yes. No.
So would you like Laura to ask the questions? Do you like Laura?
Can you almost feel the table rocking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask them to rock the table again, Laura.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Okay, so we've got the table rocking there. Come on, it's a big table.
Oh, God!
Whoa, stop. That actually went away from me then.
Yeah.
I felt the leg of it.
I mean,
That is a big blooming table.
This table's got to be, what, 10 foot by 8 foot?
That's moved round in a circle as well.
Yeah, it was trying to move
it's
round.
actually moved
You
a
can
bit.
tell because of the cloth, the way the cloth's twisted with our hands.
Yeah.
Anyone feeling uneasy?
Me.
My head's pounding.
Excited?
Yeah, this is how it should be. I like it when it comes up at 45 degrees or so.
Oh.
And it's going the other way now.
That went on a diagonal that time. Did anybody hear that growl again then?
Yes.
Then
It's
it
going
come-
round.
It is in a circle.
Yeah.
I know it's moving because I can feel the leg of the table pushing into my left leg.
Go on then, Laura, ask it to do something.
Spirit, if you can hear me, can you move the bell again? Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
It's gone the other way. That was quite interesting because it was rocking.
Sideways and
Yeah, it was actually rocking it away
someone
and
just do a
back,
deep
and now it's
breath
gone
there?
sideways. Did the bell go?
It sounded like it was going to go, didn't it?
Right, Nikki, would you like to ask out?
Any spirits in the room, come forward, come and move the table, get the lights flashing.
Rob's getting these images again, which we feel is connected.
It's not an image. It's when Nicky was talking, he was saying bitch.
When Nikki was talking.
Ooh, that's very nice.
Nikki, would you like to carry on, please?
Spirit, if I'm a bitch, as you call me, let's see you move this table then if you're so damn strong.
Fingers.
Is that the best you've got? Come on then. Tip the table up then. If you're so strong, lift the table.
Weak.
Can I try calling somebody forward now? Because I think if Rob's starting to get this connection with a certain spirit that's connected to this building, do you think we ought to try and provoke him a little bit? Yeah. Mr. Davis, is it?
Yes.
Is that you on the table, is it?
Lights and the light meter.
Oh, mention of Mr. Davis, is it then? Come on, John Davis, you weak, pathetic creature. You were weak when you were alive, and you're weak now as you're past. I've been desperate to meet you. I'm stronger than you. You're weak and pathetic.
Albion, who's behind you?
I don't know, but it's suddenly
you
gone
hear
very
it?
I
cold.
heard a noise behind him.
It's suddenly gone very cold behind me.
It's gone so cold.
Freezing. What the
What
hell
the hell was that?
You're all getting jumpy, guys.
So we've got Raven, Caroline coming back into the room, and Andy as well. How are you feeling?
A lot better now, yeah.
What were you feeling? What was going on?
I just felt like any bit of energy that I had was just taken from me. It was just drained out. And I went back downstairs, sat down there. Raven did something to me. I don't know what it was, but and I just felt so sad. It just made me cry as well. It just felt like everything was drained out of me completely.
Sorry to butt in, but we're... Okay, so something's getting really close
Come
now.
on. Maybe if Caroline's unspeakably seem to respond to that.
Yeah, keep going, Caroline.
I mean, everybody that's listening knows that I've been to hospital, I've felt weaker, and maybe that is why he now thinks that, as I'm a weaker state, that he can get to me. So I've had tea, I've come back up here again, and it all seems... What's been going on while I've been away?
This table has been going mad. It's been shaking, moving. It's moved earlier a good 6 inches from where it was. It tried to move in a counterclockwise circle.
Has he been picking on anybody in particular in here while we've been away?
Kelly and also Laura. And Laura was trying to talk to him. We had what was that? That was like a thump.
Is it John?
Seems to be getting quite irritated at the moment. That it? Have you finished?
Has he been this way all the time? Has he got more agitated since I've come back in here?
He certainly seems to be getting more wound up, and it's escalated since you've returned, yeah.
Since I've been back in here.
Started off as like a playful. We were asking it to do like.
Is my being here causing you a problem?
Keep talking.
John, when you see me, do you see Rebecca?
Is there anywhere that we need to go now? Is there anywhere that you're sensing that we should take this to?
What I think I'd like to do is maybe just have a quick walk through the building again, just to see if there's anything around or if it's going quiet, because sometimes places just can go flat like that.
Can I suggest then that Caroline, Albion and... Where's Andy? Where is Andy? And Laura, if you all walk through, the rest of you guys can head back to base camp and try and be as quiet as you can.
Can Raven come as well? Right, I think that some people are going back down to the base camp, as it's called now, and we will be, just going back for a final wander around the building just to see if there's anything left, anything that we need to be picking up on, or whether or not that's it, whether it's time to call it a night. OK, right, well, I think that most people have gone down now, so if you would like to lead us, Albion, to where you want to go. Right, we're leaving the séance room now. We're going back down this steep set of stairs. I'll let Albion go right down, cares a fall on him. So many strange things happening at the Falstaffs in Stratford. The first part of our Halloween Fright Night number 5. The spirit of someone called John Davis was supposedly coming through via the séance table. I want to let you in on who he is. And we need to head back to the darkest room at Falstaffs to confront an enemy.
Step out of your comfort zone and in to the sanctuary.
It's Fright Night number 5, a 3-parter actually, and the first part is from the Falstaffs experience in Stratford upon Avon. Now, while I've got you sat next to me, Andy, who is this John Davis?
John Davis is a bit of a Warwickshire legend, shall we say. Certainly a very interesting character, and indeed part of my history. As I said before, going back 3 years, I used to be the manager at Falstaffs. John was believed at the time to have been, if you like, a serial killer, a killer of women. Some say for revenge, some say because he liked it. If you cast your mind back a long time there, Caroline, when you first came over to see me at Falstaffs, this was the gentleman who had quite an adverse effect on you then, and indeed you've come back for this one, and he seems to have been at you again. Many people say he's not a particularly pleasant character. He can cause all kinds of physical sensations with people, from smell to touch to getting severe pains in stomachs. And something that a lot of people have had some very, very unpleasant things happening with, because it was believed that by life John was a traveller, and in death he is also a traveller. He can leave that site. He can follow people.
Good. Well, thanks for that then. That's encouraging. And if he had followed us, would we know by now?
I'd have thought you'd have known by now.
Grand. All right then. Dear, oh dear. That was freaky, that entire bit, to be fair, and all those dealings with him. Right, this is the Halloween Fright Night on the Sanctuary. I'm Caroline Martin. 3 Fright Nights tonight for you. Parts 2 and 3 are still to come. Now, at this point, I must stress that we don't claim to have any evidence of actual haunting on our Fright Nights. We merely go to these locations and record what happens with our psychics, be it strange noises, spirits that come through, or whatever you want to call them. So the first of our 3 Fright Nights was drawing to a close. The so-called spirit of John Davis was apparently coming through and having a strong effect on me. But our team felt that we had to go back to the place at Falstaffs where our unease had started. It was back to the ship room.
Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon.
I can smell a perfume. I've just smelled Laura.
What are you doing there? Waft of beer. There's a waft of beer.
I can smell something coming in, but it's not. That's why I sniffed you, to see if it was you that I could smell, and it's not.
The other thing as well is the temperature in front of us has dropped.
Yeah, it's freezing.
Yeah, but it's just in front of us, not behind.
This is the ship room, isn't it? Is this where we first think we encountered John?
This is where we got pushed early on, isn't it?
In the circle, yeah.
Yeah. Something's trying to give me real pains in my back at the moment. If you wish to communicate, that's fair enough. I don't need the pain. If you've got a message, do you want to come forward now? Because time's moving on. Just come towards me, but without the pain, please.
Yeah, that's the same prodding in my back as before.
It's strange that I'm always getting the back pains as well. OK, thank you. What they've just said, or whoever this is a new one to me, and it's unusual for me to get this. They've actually said, I'm just checking you. So that's quite unusual for me, to actually have someone try and help me. So that's quite nice. Unless, of course, they're trying to lead me astray, which can happen. They try to get you to lower your barrier. What was that? Is everyone feeling OK now, yeah?
It's really cold. It's so cold.
Bear in mind, it's like getting late now as well.
Yeah, but
this is a sudden shift,
isn't it? This is just getting colder and colder as we're stood here.
OK. Going to try knocking the lantern off for a minute and see if we get any light responses.
Watch Caroline.
OK, Andy's got it.
Quite like someone to give me a sign. Prove to me that you're there.
My lips are burning.
Shit.
Oh.
OK.
What was that?
OK, thank you.
Something's dropped.
I think that was a pretty good sign.
Yeah.
OK, is that just something dropping, as in it's time, or was it thrown?
What's that smell?
What can you smell?
Like a
Like a
stale, horrible smell. But it was like something. I can still feel it on my lips. It was like burning on my lips, like something had pressed on my lips.
It's John again. He does smell like rotten vegetables.
You found out what was thrown?
Well, the only thing I can find which is heavy, but I don't think it makes the same sound, is this.
Do you want to try dropping it?
What is it?
It's like a brassy thing.
Oh, right, OK.
Just try dropping it. No, too heavy.
It's too heavy.
OK, maybe we try it one last time, see if we can get a response again. OK, go on then. It was responding to you, Laura.
OK, so if that was you, Spirit, and we're not sure that it was...
That was above us.
That creaked.
Creaked above.
That was above us, and we know that is.
There's nobody upstairs.
If that's you, can you do something else? Prove to us that you're here.
Can I just ask you if that is John here again? John, is this you here in this room again?
What's the light flashing?
Ooh.
John, can you make some sign if it is you, if it is actually you, John?
It's gone very cold by my leg, like round my knees.
Is that you moving?
Oh, no, I stood still.
Not the double tap.
Actually, I have quite an uneasiness, as if something's just stood slightly to my left, and it's like a warm breath on the side of my neck.
I say, I've got that pain in my neck again that I had when I was in that coffin.
Come on, Spirit, if you're there, do more. We want to feel you. We want to know that you're here.
Right, can we have a light on, please? Can we have a light on, please? Can we have a light on?
OK. Yeah, Caroline, let's move out the area.
You OK?
Yes.
Okay. Move around.
Yes.
Just give him a minute to find a feet. You OK?
Yes, I'm fine.
That's the exact same place that
Okay.
Nikki was in. She
Okay.
thought she was pushed.
It's like something's pressing your back and pulling you down.
Once you're down on the floor, that's why.
It's a submissive thing.
When we were there, I actually had my arm across your back,
Yeah.
and I could feel you pushing back and back and back against my arm.
Yeah.
And I was literally forcing you forward. And then literally I could feel you trembling, which is why I asked the lights on.
That's
so
the
you knew you were
exact
going.
same spot as well.
As before.
Yeah.
Well, I think that whatever that was, there's something in here, isn't there?
Maybe they're telling us it's time to go.
The thing is, when we were here before with a different group, if you remember, we had the same thing, and what we were actually picking up by a few different people at different times of the evening was prostitutes being murdered in here. And they were being put on the floor, beaten and killed.
Right.
So that could be the same sort of thing. He wants you on the floor, submissive position sort of thing.
Which is what you felt earlier
Yeah.
in exactly the same room.
And then a few of them felt like as if their heads was banging as they was going down the stairs, even though they were stood in this room.
Well, John didn't just kill the women, he raped and tortured them first. A very sort of trophy.
Can I make a suggestion then, as it's starting to get a little bit more negative? Is there any? Can we end it? And is there anything that you can do to make sure that it doesn't go with us?
Yeah,
And
once we get back to base camp.
When we get back to base camp, what we'll do is we'll actually close you down.
Right.
And we'll take you through that period. We can't take away what's in this building. He's not going to go from this. This would take weeks and lots of very
But
strong
I think
people.
for us to do any more and to go any further, we'll just be prompting.
Yeah.
I think for tonight, especially how Caroline is feeling and how he's affecting you, it's probably a good time to end it.
Okay, let's go down the stairs then.
Into the light.
We've all come downstairs again. We've all met up once more, and I think that bearing in mind what happened up there, it's, as we said, probably not wise to go on with this tonight. So I think that Raven's going to do a cleansing on us in a minute to make sure that whatever it is not going to go home with us and it's out of us, and that will be a good thing. I'm still feeling a little bit shaky from being up there, but I think all in all, it's been very good night here at the Falstaffs, and we've experienced all sorts of things here, so come and find out for yourselves. Come and see it for yourselves if you want to experience a little bit more. Perhaps you've got a little bit more bottle than us and you can stay even longer, but thank you very, very much, Albion, for doing what you've done tonight and being marvellous. Thank you, Raven, for bringing me down here, making me strong again and giving me tea, and a special thanks as well to Janet and John for allowing us to come to the Falstaffs, and thanks to everybody here as well for being around tonight and doing a fantastic job. Thank you, everyone.
Rise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon.
Like the other ranks, east, and Juliet is the sun.